Hello and welcome to the Nerd Age Podcast, your spot for everything nerdy.
No, but I saw what you did there.
Hello and welcome to the Nerd Age Podcast, your place for everything nerdy. My name is Jonah, and today I am joined by Corey.
Yes.
Josh.
What's up?
And very special guest, Crystal.
Hello.
Hey, welcome.
We don't know where Mick is. So that's the first thing.
We might have to call the cops.
Yeah, we haven't heard from Mick, so if the audio is a little weird, we are recording on a different device. We will not say what we are recording on, but now you know. So Mick, I hope you're well.
Good luck.
But we are going to talk about Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
Yep.
Right? That's the title of it? Yes,
Yeah.
I got it. We all got a chance to watch it. We actually all watched it last night. Josh and Crystal had gone the night before with Mick, and they enjoyed it.
That's the last time he was seen.
And they enjoyed it so much they decided to watch it again. So we're going to talk about it first. No spoilers. So if you haven't seen it, we're just kind of going to give our first impressions of it, compare it to the first movie, no spoilers, and then once we let you guys know, we'll go into the spoiler territory. So you can stick around and watch this even if you haven't seen it. So let's just start. What do you guys think of the movie? Did you guys enjoy it? And highlights, lowlights, let's do it.
I liked it a lot. I think as a fan of character development and kind of like progression with like, I really liked Gwen Stacy originally, and so they actually highlight her a lot in this movie. And also with Morales, what's his name? Miles. They really go into the family-based kind of dynamics of Spider-Man and his lifestyle, and I really enjoyed that aspect of it. The animation, obviously. I mean, everyone's going to say this. The visuals were top-notch, obviously. They set the bar so high, they had to follow up and kind of follow through on that. But visuals and then the story with the family-oriented stuff was probably my two main highlights. Good. Music was probably close to that. Really good. But those were probably my top three attributes that I really liked about the movie. What about you, Josh?
Yeah, I love the first movie.
Yeah.
But this one, after I came out the first time, I was like, I don't know if I like it as much. They were pretty close, but after I watched it the second time, it pushed it over the top for me. I like this one actually better than the first one. Visuals, like you said, the fact that they have a different style for basically each of the different universes is crazy. Different characters look different, depending on the world they're from, was pretty sweet. It's just a beautiful looking movie.
And even just emotion.
Yeah.
Like what's going on, they'll change the color scheme based on how they're feeling.
Yeah. It's really an enjoyable movie to watch just visually. But yeah, for me, what put it over the top was the story that they're telling with the characters. Like you said, Corey, the character development and the parallels that you have with these Spider-Men and women that are dealing with their
Spider-Mans.
the Spider-Mans that they're dealing with their issues and trying to they're all alone and they're trying to find someone to relate to. I just thought it was really well done, and music is awesome as well.
Yeah. Crystal, what do you think?
I loved it. I thought it was kind of a masterpiece. Just
nice.
all the art style is just beautiful, and I'm a very visual person, so I feel like that tied in with the music and the story made me just really feel a lot of emotion. And this is probably one of my favorite movies ever.
Of all time?
Yeah, I really, really loved it a lot.
Put it above Peter Rabbit.
There you go.
That was
Peter Rabbit.
And Paddington 2.
Whoa. Hey, that's a masterpiece.
That is a masterpiece.
So we've done, for those who don't know, we've done giveaways with her art. So obviously you're an artistic person, you like doing art. So is that what draws you into a movie like this? Is that kind of the first thing that really gets you invested when, obviously, like Corey said, the art in this movie, the animation in this movie is pretty insane. Just the different styles they do. Sometimes it looks like a watercolor painting. Sometimes it's like old newspaper. It's just absolutely nuts what they do with this. So is that kind of what your main focus is when you watch it, and then the story comes after when you watch something like this?
Probably. I mean, I've always loved art, and it's obviously part of my daily life.
Yeah.
That's what I do. So seeing it and just all the different styles and how unique everything is, I don't know, I just feel like kind of in awe of seeing, like, just thinking about how many different artists were probably a part of that. And like I had read in an article that they were saying they really tried to give their art department a lot of like freedom, and had a lot of people just coming up with different ideas and kind of expressing it and emotions in their own way. So I just think that's a really cool thing.
Yeah, they used like around 1,000 artists.
That's insane.
That's crazy.
Are you kidding me? That's not just counting, that's like counting all the contract workers and everything, because they had to get a bunch of contract workers for this too. So it's evident. I mean, literally every frame of this you could just take and just be like, yep, you can put that on the wall.
Yeah.
Because every dude, I can't even imagine how long this took to make. I mean, they obviously had so many people working at the same time in tandem, but like, ugh. Just like, here, you're working on 10 seconds of this movie, and you work on it for a month or two.
Yeah, that's insane.
Oh my gosh, like, it's crazy.
Yeah,
and how many characters were involved in it? Like, there's just so much stuff going on.
It's massive. And I think if you compare it even to the first one, it's like any sequel, really. It kind of, a lot of times, with movies, the sequel is always like, okay, you always have to go bigger, right? Yeah. What did we do in the first one? This one is one of those movies where you're like, oh, well, they definitely went bigger. And the nice thing is, it doesn't feel like it feels like there's a reason for going bigger, right? It's not just like, let's just do it for the sake of it, but it's like, actually there's a purpose behind it, and that goes to the people working on it and their love for it. Like, if you're just doing it to get a paycheck, you're not going to invest that much time like they did in this one. And it's just so visually amazing. I actually got, with the first one, I got motion sickness. I didn't get motion sickness in the second one. So even though it was more
surprised, 'cause they did a lot
nuts and crazy and upside down and stuff like that, I just felt it was more, what's the word? It was more like precise, I guess. In the first one, there were certain scenes where he would like be swinging through, and the background would be blurry.
It's because that's the style that they do, is like the foreground or the background is blurry and it almost has they do that whenever they're in his world, whatever it is, 1610 or whatever it is. That's the style.
But it didn't seem like they did it as much, or it seemed like it was more refined, so that my eyes got...
It did feel a little bit clearer. Yes. It felt a little bit clearer, and like in the first movie, at his world, it's like, it almost feels like it's 25 or 20 frames per second, like how he moves and stuff like that. I felt like they kind of raised it up a little bit more, so he was a little bit smoother. I wonder if it was because maybe some people had some issues with the motion.
Maybe. But for me, I think the highlights are, the visuals are just amazing. Like, you're gonna want to go watch this. The music is absolutely awesome. I just love not only just the aspect of like the songs, like with lyrics in them, but the soundtrack is also really good. Like Gwen Stacy's theme, it's really cool. The voice acting is really good, and so I just think the emotion of the movie, everything works really well for me. So I really like this movie. I think I go back and forth whether I liked it better than the first one or the second one, but I just think it's really good. Interesting when I talk about voice acting. Apparently, a friend of mine told me, he's visiting from Mexico, and he asked me how I liked the movie, and I told him I really enjoyed it. And he's like, wants to watch it in English, because in Mexico, the people they picked to do the dubbing, they picked all TikTok influencers.
Yeah.
No way.
And so they're people that have never done voice acting, and they're just famous TikTokers. And so they're like, he's like, one of the guy that does Miles Morales, he's like, I can't stand that dude. And they're like, and the clips are just sound brutal. And they just did it to be like, hey, these influencers. Anyway, so
that's crazy.
Thank your lucky stars that we have some actually amazing voice actors doing these parts.
Wow.
What do you guys want to go into? I feel like we're just being really generic. So, well, let's just give our what we like, our ranking of it, rating of it, numbered 1 to 10, and then after that we'll go into spoilers. So, Corey, I'm going to start with you.
Yeah, without spoiling things, because there are some issues that I have with this movie. But I think I'm settled around. I think last night I said 8.2. I think I'm raising that up to an 8.5 as my final rating. Yeah, I really enjoyed the movie. It was really good.
8.5. Choop.
I do think I like the first one better though, but I think that's because of what it had to do as the first. It was a trailblazer, you know.
For me,
but you like this one better.
I do like this one.
So
better.
I'm going to call it 9.4.
It's a 9.5. I think first time I watched it, it was at a 9, and then on rewatch, I was like 9.5. I was telling Crystal, I was like, this is a movie I could watch over and over again, no problem.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think I could. It's just like overload for me. But
for me, just visually, I could even watch it without sound and be completely fine of just
That's cool. I mean, it is beautiful.
But yeah, 9.5 for me.
He'd be doing all the music.
I'd be practicing my.
He's gonna be down here watching it. Crystal comes down after 5 hours and he's having a seizure.
That's right. That is true.
Crystal,
You guys are gonna hate me, but I wouldn't give it a 10.
It's a 10 out of 10.
I am
Perfect movie.
okay. If you give it a 10, you cannot give the next one a 10.
Yeah, you can.
Because it's the best.
They're tied for the best.
Unless you change it to a 9.9.
It's one of my
She did say it was
After
a
the fact.
masterpiece.
Also, when I really love something,
She's
I really love something.
for sure. She said masterpiece.
Nice.
So,
Yeah.
The 10.
there was only one thing in it that I didn't like. One
So
scene.
it's a 9.9.
If it's spoiler, we can talk about it later. All right, John.
I would give it. I keep going back and forth between if it's going to land in a high 8s or go to the 9s, and I think I'm going to go. It's a 9.0. It's a right out of 9.
9.0, baby.
So yeah,
Nice.
I think there's a few things that if I compare it to the last movie that I keep going back and forth. I think if I rewatched it, it might go up a little more, but just kind of going back and forth, it's a 9.
Cool.
So if you haven't watched it, obviously go and do that, and then come back for our spoiler discussion. It's a great movie. So obviously we all just gave it a great score. So make sure you go watch it,
It's worth
and
it.
then come back and listen to us argue about why we didn't give it a 10.
And do like Dolby Atmos. If I could go back and do it again, I'd go downtown. I'd watch it Atmos.
Yeah.
That is
It'd be better for me.
That is one thing. There's been a lot of people complaining about the sound quality.
Yeah. That's, same here.
I think it wasn't too bad when we watched it.
I actually think we were
first
sitting in the
scene-
wrong place. I think if we're sitting up like in the exact middle of the theater, I was hearing delayed echoes of people talking. Did you guys not hear that? Where she'd be talking and it was actually not synced.
I think the first time we watched it, that sounded better, and we were way up in the front, like in the middle.
Let's switch to spoilers. So
Yeah, spoiler
Come
talk
back.
starts now.
but go watch it. Yeah. So, what do you guys think about the story? Because I think the reason why this isn't higher for me is because it's at a disadvantage. It's a setup movie.
Yeah.
Which is the main reason why this isn't better than the first one for me, because there was no like intense like goosebumps, ooh, what's gonna happen moment for me. There was just like, oh, this is cool, this is fun, this is beautiful, I like this, but there was no huge like stakes. It never felt like that. It was like a slow creep of like, oh, the dot guy is getting more powerful and stuff like that, and it's fun. Ooh, serious family matters. Yeah. But it was a character development movie. It's setting up the third one. That's why this movie isn't better than the first one for me.
Yeah, I kind of...
That's the only reason. And it's a fault. It had to do that.
Yeah.
You know, so... But it was great.
Yeah, I think that's kind of my similar thing. I do feel the movie felt a little slow at the beginning for me. And the setup, and then I feel like at the end of it, I don't know. I keep going back and forth with. I was like, did much happen? I know stuff happened, but it just felt
development,
like because there wasn't
that
moment even in the first one where the uncle dies and there's more of that emotional. It felt like it kept getting to something, but it was like we're going to save this for the third movie kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it felt like I was always getting to a point where I was like, oh, is there something going to happen? And then it would be like, reel you back in to kind of build more and more and more.
Yeah.
And then it was the end of the movie. And then I was like, oh, okay, well, they have to set it up. So, again, I don't think that's a bad thing because I think it kept me invested and did a good job. But if I'm watching for a payoff in the movie, there was no payoff in this movie because it's the middle one.
Yes.
It's kind of like, watching The Two Towers. There's kind of a similar thing. Like, there's little payoffs, but it's like, oh, we're building to kind of this.
More intense
we're building up to the Return of the King. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It kind of, it's going to have to lead you somewhere.
Yeah. And I think it did a really good job at doing that, actually. It was a great ending. I think it set up everything really well. I think the whole idea of what were they called? The
Spider Society.
Spider Society that is a gray area, right? They're not bad, but they're not good. I think that didn't really I wasn't super sold on that. I thought the coolest part about that was just the visuals and all the Easter eggs of all the different types of Spider-Mens. That was so dope. But when you think about it, like on paper, what actually happened in the story, it didn't go that far. But it was developing characters, and it's like this huge setup. And so, I thought about that afterwards. And I also thought to myself, well, maybe I should stop watching movies at 9:30 p.m. Maybe this is just me being tired. You know what I mean? Like, seriously. True, It might have dragged on a little bit longer because I just was tired, maybe. But what do you think about the whole aspect of, kind of the ups and downs of the movie? What were the most intense parts? Did they work for you? Was the most intense part the chase scene in the Spider-Land?
So for me, the movie works. Like, I understand that it's a setup movie. The payoffs are for the third movie. Mm-hmm. But it's not, for me, the important thing. I don't care if, we progress the story, whatever, which the story did progress.
I don't care if it progresses or
not.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
I want it to look good.
No, I'm saying there was character development, and Miles Morales had a whole story arc, even though you could say not a lot happened, but he is going through this struggle of, with his parents, of growing up, becoming being an adult, struggling with, still having to be under his parents and all that stuff, and he's trying to spread his wings as he's trying, as he says in the
It's coming of age story.
And he also has that added on top of it of there's no one around him to teach him how to be a Spider-Man. So there he's working through that, and then he's dealing with the issue of am I honest with my parents? Do I tell them what what my secret is? And Gwen Stacy has a similar story arc where she's telling him the opposite. She's like, no, don't do it. It worked out bad for me. But in the end, they both come to a resolution at the end of the movie. And for me, that was good. That was the story for me, and it worked for me because it's not like, we went, A, B, C, D, and this is where we end at. The character development and how he gets to that point of realizing that he needs to trust in his parents. That's what he wants to do. Mm-hmm. But at that point, it's too late for him because he's in a different universe, which I thought was a really good payoff of that kind of that twist of, oh, no, you're not. There's no Spider-Man. You're in the original Universe 42 or whatever. But for me, I thought it did really well. That all that stuff, it did really well. Just like the character development for Miles and Gwen, and then just setting it up for the next movie.
So, moral of the story: if any of you out there listening, and you kids have spider abilities, tell your parents. Don't keep it a secret until it gets too big.
That's right.
Especially if your dad's a cop, that just
and he's chasing after you.
He's gonna shoot you on it. It just
one of these days.
Bad situation.
I thought the other thing that I was kind of going back and forth on, whether I liked it more, I thought in the first one, Kingpin was a better villain than the Spot dude.
100%.
The Spot guy started off really goofy, and then he built his powers more, but it kind of didn't work as well for me as the first villain. And I know they also have Spider-Man, is 2099? Who he seems more like he's actually the villain. But that was the other kind of thing that I was like, I felt like the first movie did a better job on the villain. That's just a personal preference. I think other people really like it. I like the voice actor, and he kind of sounded like Ryan Reynolds.
That's what I thought he was.
For a
Ryan
while,
Reynolds.
I was like, "Is this Ryan?
I
Is
feel
this Ryan Reynolds?"
he was doing a Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, it's especially at the beginning. Was like, "Oh, it's ATM," and he's like pushing it. I was like, "Didn't he remind you a little bit?"
There's some words he says that are very similar to how he does Deadpool.
I was like, "Yeah," and this Detective Pikachu.
It was very interesting. Yeah,
I have to watch it a third time.
There you
go. But yeah, I think other than that, those are the stuff I had kind of my nitpicks with, and they're small. They're not. It's more of a preference thing. It's not like it's like this sucks.
Rated it.
So those were kind of the things, but everything else kind of just really worked for me. I thought the story was really good. The dynamic between him, they did a really good job of like him feeling lonely and not having any friends. Like that, I thought was really well done. Where you actually feel like bad for him, the way, whether it's the music or just kind of the art style, the colors they use, like you were mentioning, they do a good job, even with Gwen Stacy, to kind of depict this whole aspect of like they're alone, even though they've been a part of this place where it's like there's all these other people that are like them, but they're alone in their universe. Like that was really well done, I thought, and it was transmitted really well. So then you kind of understand why she wants to go back and see him and why he wants to be with her, because even though he has his parents and all that stuff, he doesn't have any friends. Like he's lonely in the world he's in. So I just thought that was really well done. Just how they did that visually, the voice acting, and just kind of how that all played out.
I think my favorite scene was the one near the end when Gwen goes back to her dad's place. Because the expression on their faces and like, that they love each other so much, and that, they've got all these other things where he's like, I don't know if I should just arrest her, and she's like, doesn't know how to feel about it. And the colors are high contrast, right? Warm and cold. And you can tell that they're trying to express that like they have a warmth for each other, but they're still on the outside feel cold to one another. Like there's this
they're
distance.
at odds.
Yes, they're at odds. And so you get that feeling of what they're feeling through the expression of art in that sequence, and I really love that. That was probably my favorite.
Yeah, that was really cool
sequence. It was really good.
And then when they hug, the color, because they have different colors going on around different sides of the room, and then when they come together and hug, it's like the pinks and the whites, and that all kind of comes together. It's really,
there's more warmth.
It's just beautiful.
More warmth.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite scenes too, because like it's the intro for Gwen, and like she's blue the whole time, everything around her, and then as soon as you can tell, like there's that tension between her and her dad, and as soon as he's, what does he say, like, oh, you're too punk to give your dad a hug, and she like hugs him, and then it's that whole story of like that connection between parent and child. And that, like, as soon as they hug, like everything's right in the world for her. And as soon as she separates, she's back to being like blue. And then they carry it on later when he's like gonna arrest her, and like they're slowly everything, like the color starts melting away, and then it's like ice cold on his side when he's like, you have the right to remain silent. And then finally at the end, when he finally like is like, I'm basically accepts her, it's like it's almost like a Renaissance painting, like all white and
oil painting.
It looks really cool. But just like the way they represent that is pretty sweet.
A lot of these scenes feel like kind of like an indie movie. Indie style, very artistic. But I think the only reason why I don't put it at 9 is because I didn't get goosebumps in any like high stakes moments. Just because I think this is going to happen for the third movie. I think the third one's probably going to be my favorite. Just so everything that they're setting up and kind of how he's progressing. What?
You didn't get goosebumps when the Lego world was there?
That was the
best.
I laughed. That was so good.
That was the best part.
It was so
the Lego world. Yes.
Okay, let's talk about favorite Spider-Man. Okay.
Peter Parker Lego Man.
Peter Parker Lego Man. Number one.
You're one of our tops.
You're one of our best.
Boop, boop, boop. Yeah, that scene, that was probably the funniest scene in the movie for me. The other jokes didn't land as much, but that one was really great.
That's another reason why it's not as high for me, is because some of the humor didn't work. Kind of missed. Yeah.
But yeah, that Lego Spider-Man was the best. It was kind of interesting. Also, it worked for me also that they did kind of the scenes of live action. So we saw Andrew Garfield, we saw Tobey Maguire. That kind of worked for me. Anytime you're going to show Andrew Garfield, the real Spider-Man, the best Spider-Man ever of all the Spider-Mans, he's the best. Top Spider-Man.
I'm pretty sure Spider-Man 2 for him was like the worst rated one.
Well, yeah, but he's the Spider-Man.
All right.
But I thought that was really good too. So kind of
we got to
how
see all of them.
They mix those
and
things
we got to see Venom's world.
Yeah.
The little
That was my
convenience
least
store.
favorite part.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
Was that the one you were saying that was your least thing? Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a short scene, but it was just kind of
like an Easter egg.
It feels like it didn't have to be in there.
I will say they did a good job at not just relying on nostalgia hits. Like, I felt like there were Easter eggs, but it wasn't like a million times in your face being like, this is all we have. Nostalgia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like they did Easter eggs, but really like smart. And they introduced new characters like, well, I don't even know if he's new, but the Indian Spider-Man. That guy was...
Yeah.
Well, he's new. New to the movie. He's in the comics.
But I'm saying, like, we've never seen him on the screen. Right. He was awesome. I actually really liked him.
Yeah, he was cool. I
actually liked him. I don't know if you liked him, but I liked him.
What?
I can see you not liking him.
Do I not like... Why? Because I don't like Indian Spider-Man?
I think maybe you wouldn't like him showing his hair.
Yeah, I don't know.
You'd have some
weird...
Yeah, something. You'd have something.
That's cool. The guy I didn't really like was the punk Spider-Man.
The British
didn't
one?
like him?
I liked Toby.
Not really.
Hobie?
I think
Yeah.
I think it was more the art style.
Oh,
I thought it was cool.
I thought it was too different because it was more like paper mache kind of. How do I describe?
It's like a punk.
It's like Persona.
Yeah, but I'm just like
It's Persona. It was literally Persona.
But that's what I'm saying.
Too.
Like it was very like.
That's because you're not punk, bro. That's
I know.
why.
But I didn't really like it as much. I think if he would have been more, I don't know, the art style a little different. I thought it was cool.
Action stuff, but not a paper guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
he wasn't in the live action stuff was like really quick, and
Except for the
the paper
That
stuff
one took too long.
wasn't there. I'm curious to see if they have any like deleted scenes that are going to come out with the release, because they did say that they cut 2 scenes with the Dot guy, and one of them was that he goes to like a bar where there's a bunch of Spider-Man villains and they beat him up, and then later on in the movie, as he gets more power, he goes and like destroys them all. And that would have been, because I do feel like there wasn't, although there's a lot of Spider-Man cameos, there wasn't a lot of villain cameos.
Right.
In
There's
this, like,
Vulture
Easter
at the
eggs.
beginning.
There's Vulture at the beginning. Again, another paper.
Well, technically,
cool,
what was
and then
Peter
Rhino?
Parker?
They showed Rhino.
Yeah. What was Peter Parker at that point?
Oh, he was
technically
Doc
the lizard
Ock.
guy.
Lizard, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Not Doc. They
He
showed
was
Doc
Lizard
Ock,
Man.
and then
He was,
they showed
yeah,
Lizard
he's the
Man.
lizard.
There's
Yeah.
that
So
cockroach
technically,
thing
he took
on
that
the
route.
bus in front of the bus. I don't know. If
Oh, I
that's
guess
actually
that's
a
true.
villain.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so it would just
There
it
wasn't
would be
much.
interesting to me to see if they have any deleted scenes from this movie that they'll put out.
Yeah.
But like I said, for the most part, I thought it really worked really well. And it's definitely worth seeing in theaters.
That'd be the best way to watch it for sure.
Unless
I'm telling
you're
you,
Josh and you want to just
Dolby Atmos.
watch it
on
on
your phone.
I mean, I'll watch it.
Screen.
Hey,
I'll watch
if
it
you-
wherever I can.
Dude,
You know
if
what I'm saying?
you've got a good TV and a good sound system, go crazy.
What's your Crystal? What was your favorite? What would you say is your favorite part besides the art? Because obviously that's the visuals of it. But what was the thing that you liked the most of the movie?
Like scene.
Yeah, just whatever.
Sure.
That's spoilery that you couldn't say in the first part of the
Yeah.
podcast.
I liked a lot of things, but the thing that's coming to mind right now is I really like the scene where he sees kind of like the future with Spot, where it changes to black and white, and his dad, he sees like his death.
Oh,
like
yeah.
a kid.
Mm-hmm.
I really
The
like
hand
that part.
drawn. Yeah.
And then I also really like the scene where Miles, they like catch him And what does he say? He's like, yeah, I'm going to do my own thing.
Yeah, he says, everyone keeps telling me how my story's going to end. And he's like, nah, I'm going to do my own thing.
Yeah, I really liked that scene a lot. I felt like it was really good because just like through the whole thing, he's like struggling with his parents, like you guys kind of said, and wanting to kind of like go his own way. And I feel like he's looking for that approval and guidance from the Spider Society and wanting to be a part of that. And then realizing like, oh, this isn't everything that I thought it was going to be. And kind of relying on like, he's like, I know this isn't like right what you guys are doing basically. And so just kind of relying on like how he was raised to be, you know, and the person that his parents have helped him become. In that moment, I thought was really cool.
Nice.
I will say I was bummed. I mean, it's part of the story, but I was bummed that Peter Parker was like screwing him over, and Gwen also. Like, because from the first movie, you're like, oh, they're his friends, they're awesome. Right. And then you're like, oh, you're kind of screwing him over, and they're like, they know that he's basically the original anomaly or whatever.
Yeah.
So that kind of bummed me out. Like, but I'm like, oh, that's part of the story, and I'm glad that you'll get to see them in the third one, like all come together basically.
Yeah.
You also like kind of see, which I thought was cool, when Miguel is kind of losing it more and more, and just like reacting so like harshly with him that even what is the Spider Woman with the motorcycle? What was her name?
Spider Woman, Jessica Drew.
Okay, she even, I feel like her face kind of changes. Yeah. Like you can tell that everyone around is kind of like, is this really what we're supposed to be doing?
It's like when you're hanging around Jonah and he's like being a jerk, you know, and everyone's like, oh.
But like it's
is
clearly
this what
like,
we've become?
Jonah's like, we're the good guys.
But like
okay, man, whatever you say, man, just don't hurt me, bro.
But like he's like clearly like a natural leader, and he's like fed them all this idea that like you know, based on my experiences, this is what's right and we need to do. But now it's kind of twisting into something that's not really a good thing anymore.
Yeah. And he looked sick.
Yeah, he was cool.
He was really cool.
I like
especially when he's standing there like at the end and he's like looking like his mask just looks awesome.
Yeah,
like it's like you nailed his look.
I liked the what is it called? Wayback Machine or whatever. That was super creepy. Like the big spider thing that would like come down. Yeah. It looked like something out of like the Animatrix. Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah. No, it was good.
Yeah. Anything else you guys want to talk about before we move on to something else?
No, I think that's it.
No, the second part is March of next year.
That which is good because
that's
you don't have to wait 5 or 6
I thought I was
years.
like going to be like 2 or 3
5
years.
more years.
So let us know once you've watched it. If you have watched it, let us know in the comments or anywhere you follow us on social media what you thought. If you agree with us, if you disagree, we want to keep the conversation going. So let us know. We are going to move on to our next thing. We're going to talk Diablo 4 released. Corey has been playing
lots.
Reached level 100. Congratulations.
I'm halfway there, guys.
I think Josh and Crystal are picking it up
tomorrow.
Yeah, but you guys played the beta, right?
Yeah.
I haven't played it. I've watched a lot of videos on it.
Nice.
But
you gonna spoil yourself on the story? Don't. It's a great story.
I mean, I might have to.
No, don't.
Well, when am I going to play it? I'm playing Tears of the Kingdom right now. Anyway. Okay. So, we're just going to jump right into Diablo 4. Corey, you've had ample time to play this game.
Wow.
What are your
a lot of things have happened this weekend, so I haven't been as...
what are your thoughts on Diablo 4?
Visually... stunning. We've already said this before. But no, seriously, this game looks so good, man. Like there's this one area where it's made out of like little tiny bricks, and each brick has its own like shine to it at different angles. Like it's not just like copy and pasted. It looks so good. But yeah, just the monsters are really gross and cool looking. The bosses are super fun to fight against. Nice. The progression of your leveling up is really good. I played a ton at the very beginning. I was like,
he's trying to get that.
I was the highest out of all my friends for like, I'm not getting the level 100 thing. I'm not doing that.
But you started thinking maybe I could.
Maybe I could.
I'll see after one day if I'm close.
Well, so I got to level 45 without dying, but I wasn't playing hardcore.
Yeah.
And I was just like, maybe I could have done it.
Yeah.
But I was like, nah, I couldn't have. I'm now not in the lead in my clan. My friends have passed me.
It's a sad day.
I'm not as hardcore of a gamer as I thought I was, but
Stupid pickleball.
stupid life, yeah. But no, dude, I've been playing Rogue. It's been super fun. Obviously, the developers are like very closely watching the game's release, so they took advantage of the early release, and they're kind of just monitoring. Is there any like items that are like ultra broken? Like, are they doing way too much damage? Like, so they're doing day to day hot fixes and updates.
That's crazy.
Following up to this full release, which I think was today, or was it tomorrow?
I think if you have it digitally, you can
play
access it right now.
You can play now, right?
Yeah, but it technically comes out tomorrow.
Yeah, but
Physical media.
Yeah, that's right. A dying breed.
Agreed.
But yeah, it's really cool. My I can actually officially say this now. My buddy Philip Stoltz, he is a 3D designer. He worked for Diablo 4, and he told me all the different areas that he made. He made a whole stronghold on his own.
Oh, nice.
So it's called Cold Tier or Coldura or something like that.
It wasn't Phil's castle.
Why didn't he name it after himself?
Idiot. Where's my
What a
face?
fool!
My face wasn't in the rocks or anything. Stupid.
He's like, there's all these rocks with different shines. If you look at them at a certain
You can
angle,
see
you
my
see
face.
Corey.
Thumbs up. Hey. Super cool to go
That's
to some place,
awesome.
and he's like this sweet, like massive tree that's like on fire, and like all these ruins and all this like stonework that he made. It's just so
That's
dope.
sick.
Cool.
So cool to see something that I know personally made.
Yeah,
and
friend
I
of the show. Listen, he's a big fan of the. He's a big fan of the podcast.
Big fan. But no, it's so cool. But the game's just been super fun, and I was worried that the game would be too short.
Mm-hmm.
I would blow through it. I'd get sick of it. I'm only level 51, and I've played quite a bit. And by this time, I should be done with the game. But no, I'm not even. I'm just halfway done. So that's super awesome.
Do you? I don't know what the, what the rules are here for someone that's doing this. Is it against the rule? Like,
I'm not doing the hardcore
I know,
challenge.
but what I'm just saying
There's
is like,
no rules.
like when you play, do you like make one character and then be like, let me try another character?
You can.
Like,
You totally can.
yeah, but like as you personally, like, would you rather get to 100 with your character?
No.
Go the whole story, or at least finish the story, and then restart with another character and go through, or do you like, I got to this point, let me try,
Who's enforcing these rules?
I'm just saying
It's a personal rule.
I'm just saying personal rule.
You're actually right.
I'm just asking that question.
I do have rules like
Okay,
that.
thank you.
And
And yours rules are probably different than Corey's.
Here was my rule. Because I have friends who I could play with. Sometimes I get to play during the morning or, late at night.
Yeah.
Those friends aren't available. So I have two different characters. One for solo play, one for group play. One character I'm watching the full story on. The other character, I'm skipping all story because I've already seen it. So that's the rules.
Nice.
And it's been
Those are the rules.
Yeah. And it's working out so good. The story's super good. And I'm not going to spoil anything. But they did work. They did work.
What are your rules? Do you
My rules? Have fun. Number one rule.
That's a good rule. That's a good rule.
You
don't
I haven't got
have
time to not have fun. You
got to play to win.
That's right. You
just
got to
gotta
win to play.
That's right.
Yeah, I don't have any rules, bro.
Well, you guys
Okay, but what
we're
is
going to
your-
play together.
We'll play together.
Right.
Local
But so
co-op. It's awesome.
when you guys play,
I'll take
you
a character through the end of the story.
okay, so you'll take a character
Yeah.
and then restart
And
with
then
another.
maybe
You won't be like,
maybe I'll try.
I've got to chapter 3, because they normally Diablo's normally in chapters, right? You start in one area and then acts. That's what I meant. And so because I did that in Diablo 3, I can't remember. I think I started with Barbarian or something, and then I went back I was in like Act 3 or something, and I was like, let me restart and try a different character. So so I would go back and forth until I found the character I liked. But interesting. I'm just curious, just curious.
It's awesome, man. They have when you finish the game, you're around 40 to 50. But they've created all these additional things you can do in the game, these live events that happen in the world. It almost forces you to go out and be a part of the open world. You're not just doing rifts that are portals.
Yeah.
No, you have to go out into the world, and you can do the world bosses and all these Legion events and these Hell Tides. There are all these really cool things, and the game is just ultra group and friendly. Group friendly. Group friendly, which is something that I've had issues with games in the past, like Lost Ark, where I was like super jacked about it. They did not want you to play with your friends, but Diablo 4 they do, and so it's just super cool to play with them. And it's awesome. You can trade, you can give items to each other. You can't give like legendaries or anything higher, but you can give them yellows and and blue items, and it's really good.
Is this the best Diablo game they've made?
For me personally, yes. I know some people are going to be like, no, Diablo 2 is still the best.
And how does the story compare to past stories?
I've liked this one better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you watched the, I think Joel sent it to us.
I saw
the YouTube videos. There's like 4 chapters of him basically recapping the whole story. They're pretty cool.
with the drawings.
Yeah. I watched the stream. So I watched Lyric.
The one with the tree.
Yes.
Where he like goes through and says like,
yeah.
These are the demons, the primeval, and these are the
I basically watched all the cutscenes from Diablo 1 up until Diablo 3 and those like lore videos.
Yeah.
And then I played Diablo 4.
Nice.
It was awesome. And dude,
Creepsville.
It's super creepy, but it's super good. And also, they remastered Diablo 2, so all the cutscenes look way good.
They look sweet.
Oh my gosh, they look awesome. So I've just had a great experience. The game's super fun.
Nice.
I love the fact that I'm not like over it, and I'm not like, oh, I beat it, it's over. Because I rip through games really quick, but this one I'm like, I could play this for weeks, like months maybe, which is crazy. So
yeah, and I think they already said I think they have like 2 DLCs planned.
They're already working on 2 expansions.
Yeah,
and season 1 officially is going to start next month, and then that's where they do all the battle pass stuff, and all the new items, and
so they didn't give us a finished game.
Exactly. How dare they?
They kept stuff, and then I want a full launch.
Dude,
when I get a game, I want the full game. When I pay $70, I want the full game, not DLC for 3 months later.
Put that on Reddit, bro. You'll get upvotes. Yeah, I mean, people have issues with it even just being 100% online.
Yeah,
because they don't want people to cheat. That's why it's online. People want it to be like Diablo 2, where it was offline. You had the option. You could go online or offline. But there's so much cheating in that game. So, no, they did a great job.
Yeah.
It's super fun. Yeah. Highly recommend, as long as you're okay with gory and kind of gothic.
As long as you're okay with killing demons.
Yeah, you're just slaying out demons, dude. Get them out of here.
That's right.
Yeah, werewolves and stuff like that's cool.
That opening cinematic or whatever, where, what's her name, Lilith?
Yeah, but she doesn't always look like that. She looks actually quite normal.
When they're the people in the church, and she's like, "Give in to sin," and they're all like, "And you go crazy." I'm like, "Oh, that's such a creepy."
Yeah, I hated that. I was like, I've seen it once. I think when we play it again, I'm gonna close my
eyes. And I said, "No, you watch it. You sit there and hold your eyes open.
Yeah. You put some tape them open, see-through tape. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a little much for me.
Yeah. But that's the whole idea, is that they looked at Diablo 3 and they were like, this is just like so arcadey and happy-go-lucky, and it's not dark
they got back to their
wanted to take it to horror. Yeah. It's called Diablo, man.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be creepy. You're supposed to be slaying and conquering the demons. Send them back to where they came. It's awesome.
Back to the shadow.
It's super fun. Nice. I played Rogue. I'm probably going to play Barbarian next. But yeah.
What's the best class?
I think Barbarian is the most broken class currently. But I heard Druids nasty.
They said endgame they're really good, right?
They are crazy. And they've been doing all these hot fixes. They nerfed the Barbarian. They nerfed the Rogue, who I am a little bit.
Like what they did to Samus.
So now Druid's awesome.
Samus in Smash Bros. Used to be like... Am I right? Samus was the best, and every Smash Bros game that came out, they nerfed her.
She wasn't the best.
They nerfed her.
Fox was always the best.
No, I'm
If
saying
you go watch people play Super Smash Bros. Melee to this day, Fox is the best.
Yeah. Anyways, it's neither here.
You brought it up. You brought it up.
Josh and Crystal, what do you guys prefer to play? What character? What class?
Like casters.
What did I play?
Melee
I like
guys.
casters.
So
So you guys do like
I'll be
a
a sorcerer.
distance person that has like distance shots.
Will you guys have like a melee? You'll be like melee, she'll be ranged, and you'll work like that?
I was
Or
gonna be a.
Yeah, he wants to be.
I want to be a necromancer.
Those are cool.
I just like having minions, bro. You know what I'm saying? I just feel cool, like having my all my
army.
skeleton army,
An army.
running around me. I'm like, yeah,
You get a
go take care of
You
him.
get like a giant golem.
I
like
know,
a
they're
bone
sick,
golem.
dude.
Very cool.
Yeah, I don't remember. I think I played barbarian maybe
The
our
armor
first
looks
time
cool.
playing through.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'll probably play necromancer.
Yeah, there's rumors of the next expansion having a Blood Knight, possibly. We don't know. But they might bring back the old ones like Crusader or Amazon or those guys.
Oh no, that's what I was. I was a crusader in Diablo 3.
Like a
don't
holy
remember it.
shield warrior.
Yeah.
Yeah. And sorcerer for you?
Probably. I was
very
kind of going
good.
back and forth between that and the druid, but
Mm.
I just love
They're
like
good, too.
spellcasters, how their spells look. They just look really cool.
Yeah.
And
They suck though. They don't do anything. But
not
at least it looks
true.
cool.
It's lights.
no.
Strobing lights.
I think I tried all of them out in the beta except for the barbarian because I have no interest in the barbarian.
Yeah.
Sorry. But
Don't
I just
apologize to me. I didn't make
I
it.
just-
I apologize to Philip. He's pissed right now.
I find that character class kind of boring, but yeah, I like magic, so probably the sorcerer. The necromancer's cool, but I know you want to do that, so
Mm.
I like turtles.
mostly I'm just excited
Druid.
for my wolf pup. So
Yeah.
Oh, the wolf pup! Wow.
Yeah.
That's right.
can't wait to have
We all
it.
got, we all got that.
You guys got all suckered into that.
I got
for a wolf pup.
I got
We wanted
a
to play anyway.
I got on breezebattle.net. She's probably not going to play this game. I
But you
did it
got
for
that
her.
wolf pup.
Oh,
That's love, dude.
Yeah, oh, romantic.
That's true love.
It is. What can I say?
Let no one ever say that Corey's not a romantic.
No one does it better than me.
He got his wife a wolf
No one does
pup.
it better than me. I can't do a Trump. I can't do a Trump.
We're canceled now.
No one's more romantic. I can't do it. I don't know how to
when
do
do the Twitch giveaways start?
it. Today.
Today?
Tomorrow.
Oh, we
What?
better be getting us those Twitch giveaways all day, yo.
I'm not doing it for you.
What do they do?
I got work.
I'm doing
What's
it
the
for me.
giveaways?
I think gear.
Collectors?
Cosmetics.
Mostly
The
cosmetics.
cosmetic armor.
Oh, so in game, so not like a collector's.
No,
edition
they're not
or
gonna send me
anything?
like a barbarian's axe or something.
Oh,
That would be sick.
well,
Why
yeah.
don't more people do that? You know,
What?
Twitch
Is it
giveaways.
expensive?
It's expensive.
Well, yeah, but I mean, some people have a lot of money.
And plenty of people
Some
are happy
people.
with the cosmetic. I'm
There's a lot
happy
of
with
yeah.
there's a lot of
cosmetics.
streamers giving away like ultimate editions of the game and stuff like that. It's cool, but no axes.
It's like at the
unfortunately.
Game Awards where they gave away Steam decks.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, I
Yeah,
answered
see?
that.
So why not?
I didn't get it.
Come on, Blizzard. Stupid. Pick it up for next time. Pick it up for Diablo 5.
Yeah, it would be nice. It would be nice.
You mean Warcraft 4?
Oh, dude, don't remind
Oh,
me.
shut
World of
up.
Warcraft is the
Never
worst thing that's ever happened. I loved Warcraft 3. I loved Warcraft games, and then World of Warcraft came around, and then I knew they were never going to make
And it
another
was the
Warcraft
biggest game in history.
Well, yeah, but
It
that
ruined everything.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
anyways.
It happens.
Anything else on
Did
the
you get-
Diablo front?
No.
Do you have something else you want to say?
I was gonna move on.
Yeah, let's move on.
Did you guys see the shots of the Ahsoka series with?
I just saw the Inquisitor one on my phone.
Okay.
I didn't see anything. I saw
Sabine?
the pictures of her, the covers.
So yeah, so there's a lot of there's the Inquisitor.
You're right.
That looks really cool. He's got
Yeah.
the dual sided, the spinny one.
Yeah.
People are guessing who it might be, who could be this Inquisitor, because at this time, people are like, wait, I thought the Inquisitors were gone, or they were like done
Yeah.
with. So we got some wild guesses in the
Flashbacks.
We got flashbacks.
World Between Worlds, baby.
For sure. Some people are like, they brainwashed Ezra, and he's an Inquisitor.
Nah.
That's
ain't
one
no
guess.
way.
Okay, you ready for the next one? Because they referenced this guy in Andor, I think. Star Killer.
Oh, because they had his armor in the thing.
That's another guess? I don't know. It could just be a random dude. But he looks sick.
He looks cool.
And I don't know who he is. And also Sabine had a lightsaber on
That's
her.
Ezra's.
Is it confirmed? So, that's the other thing. Ezra's lightsaber.
In the trailer that they showed for only the fans, she ignites Ezra's green lightsaber. She has hers.
She does have it.
Yeah.
I see it there.
We didn't have the show for 2 weeks, so we didn't get a chance to talk about. I'm spacing on his name. He passed away.
The Inquisitor guy.
I'll get it for you here. Hold on.
Ray Stevenson. So he plays Balin.
He plays a lot of characters, actually.
He plays Balin in Ahsoka, but he passed away. He was young, too. He's not very old. So that's kind of sad news. In his 50s. That's pretty sad. And I think they already filmed this season. So, but again, that's not that that's the most important thing, but we're gonna be able to see his final work that he did. And I was really looking forward to him because I think he looks really cool.
And he's done a lot of other things.
And he was a voice actor in he was Gar Saxon, right?
In Rebels.
In Rebels, so he'd worked with Dave Filoni. But it's going to be interesting to see. Ahsoka comes out in August, so it's not that far away. So that's going to be really cool to kind of see that. I think all the rumors about Ezra stuff. I think Ezra's going to be awesome. I think Dave Filoni has some really cool things planned.
Do you think he's going to be brainwashed?
Yeah. Brainwashed, but he's not going to be an Inquisitor at all.
Really?
Yeah, he's going to be like...
He'll just be him, but dark?
No, he's just going to
be
like
a puppy dog.
He's going to work at a cantina. He's just going to be like a bartender.
Like wiped his memory with a machine?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Whoa.
Dave Filoni's already said this is like a samurai show. Like, this is what he said.
You ever seen a samurai movie with Barkeep?
Drunk Uncle.
Yeah.
No, but what I'm saying is, I think they're going to... I think...
Exactly.
I think what they're going to do with Ezra is he's going to be the, like, old... Or the, like, crazy...
He's not going to be old.
Well, no, but, like...
Crazy?
What? Not crazy, but, like, the guy that, like, he knows the Force, he has a connection with animals, like... The Kung Fu master guy, like, that's what he's going to be.
What is this movie you're creating?
He's been gone in the unknown regions. He's been gone in the unknown regions. He's dealt with.
I know Kung Fu over there.
No, but what I'm saying is, like, he's dealt with, like, the Force on a different level, like in a place where the Force is different. That's what one of the rumors has.
Might get a little weird with
that. Was how the rumors was that, like, in this part of the universe, like, the Force is different than what we are used to. So I'm like, if he's talking about being like crazy samurai, like those kind of old movies, I'm totally thinking that's Ezra's gonna be like a different type of Force wielder that we've never seen.
A different kind of beast.
And he doesn't have his lightsaber, so he's had to rely on purely the Force and the animals. So he's got connections to the butterflies and whales.
Oh, not the butterflies!
But space butterflies.
Samurai butterfly attack.
I think what Dave Filoni's gonna do is gonna be nuts. We can be 100%.
That 100% is true. Yeah.
And I bought a trophy for us, but we might be using Josh's trophy for who gets the predictions right.
Did you get something?
He printed
Darth Maul.
Nice.
He's in there. I'll show
you. Did you paint it?
No.
You'll have to paint it.
We'll paint him. I'll paint him. Is it big?
No, it's just a little guy.
Good. I'll paint him. I'll paint him. I don't want to waste paint on something huge.
Yeah,
it's this big.
Yeah, I'll paint it. Kind of like a bust, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just like a bust.
Yeah, I'll paint it.
Nice.
That'll be sick.
The other thing, since we're just bringing up random stuff,
baby, let's go. This is catch-up.
Oppenheimer, which comes out in July. Tickets are already on sale. Go buy your tickets at IMAX. Watch it how it was meant to be watched.
And use code.
What are they? Yeah, use code NerdAge, and we get 10%.
I wish.
You can send the 10% to us.
Man, I'd chill everything.
The IMAX prints for the 70, what is it, 70 millimeters or whatever?
Yeah, 70 millimeters
are what, 6 miles long?
I don't know. Dude.
Yes. And like weigh however much. I mean, that's insane. 6 miles.
It's also
of
rated
film.
R.
Because it's a long.
It's rated
movie,
R,
right? Isn't
and
it like
it's
2.5?
his longest movie he's ever made. So it's
It is rated
almost
R,
3
which
hours.
is the first time in like 20 years.
Yeah, like his. I can't remember.
which will be interesting.
What are
I
they
didn't
gonna
know
do?
Oppenheimer's gonna get down. You know what I'm
Is
saying?
he gonna get down, or is
gonna
someone
drop
get
that A-bomb.
blown to bits?
What is it rated R for?
Full
That's what
frontal.
we're
Or
asking. We
dropping
don't
the
know.
A bomb.
Oh, they didn't say.
I don't know. They just said it was rated R.
Like,
Oh, they didn't say. Got it. You could have just said that. Yeah, we do that a lot. We do that a lot.
I don't know if they.
Welcome to the show. Is this your first time?
Welcome to the show.
I don't know.
Or we don't know anything. We just make
every
jokes.
week.
Gosh dang! Why'd you have to call us out like that, bro?
I don't think they've said what.
Yeah, it's just they said
They've
it's
just
rated
said,
R.
"Oh, it's gonna be rated R."
Typically, it's either
I
going to be
hear you.
extreme,
I can't imagine it's
Violence?
good.
not
Probably
rated R for bombs.
extremely gory, or
I think it's probably it's
Sexual.
probably language.
Oh yeah, right.
That's what I'm gonna think. It's gonna be
That's
language.
true.
It's gonna be F bombs. It probably
Galore.
had.
F bombs, A bombs.
No, because
all the bombs.
F bombs, A bombs.
yeah,
wasn't Memento rated R?
Yeah, it was.
yeah.
So
But
there's
wasn't there
nothing in
sexo
that. No,
No, there isn't.
but there's
Okay.
there's one scene where
Been a
she
long
says the C word and she says the F word, and that's enough
Yeah.
to get it right. So all it takes is one old guy to use some
Choice
colored
language.
and like one C word or
Choice
one
language.
F or 2 F bombs. I think it's like if you say three F bombs, it gets
I think
rated
it's
R.
2. One's you're good.
One's
with one.
you're good with
Yeah.
one. So it's all it takes is Robert Downey Jr. to drop 2 of them, and that's a rated R. That's what I think it's gonna be. Hopefully, it's
But
not
only
nudity,
him.
because then I'm like, come on,
Yeah.
come on, Nolan.
Well,
I want to watch this movie about bombs.
not about F
Not bombs.
A bombs, not F bombs.
You know?
That's like what you did there.
You like
bombs,
that?
yeah.
Bum.
Bums, not bums.
Anyways.
when is that coming out?
That the same weekend as Barbie
What weekend is that?
Sweet,
in July. July,
I'm gonna say July 17th.
sweet.
July,
You guys are
something
gonna
like
go
that.
see Barbie, right?
No,
You guys go and see about every new movie that comes out.
not every movie.
Barbie.
I mean, I feel like
It is
kind
nerdy.
of popular.
It's not.
Right? It has Will Ferrell.
It's about
in it.
toys.
It is about toys, and there are many people. There's probably some
Hey,
Barbie collectors here listening
Ryan
to the Nerd Age
Gosling.
podcast, hoping one day we talk about our Barbie collections. No?
I'm a Barbie girl in a
That's
Barbie
right.
world.
That's right. Will Ferrell's
True.
in it. Ryan Gosling.
What
I mean,
couldn't be more pop culture than I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie
That
world?
is true. That is
Yeah.
true.
You had Barbies.
Very few.
It's not
My daughter
It's
has
not nerdy
Barbies.
then. Oh, Okay.
No, but I think coming. What's next? Beast
Wars.
Beast Wars comes out next week.
Transformers. Yeah.
And then The Flash.
Yep.
And then Indiana Jones. So
man.
3 terrible movies on the
I've got
horizon
this
that
weird
we're
feeling
probably gonna
the
watch.
Flash is gonna be good.
I
I got a
hope so.
weird feeling about
Ah,
it.
cheers. Don't make me
I
cry,
didn't
bro.
like the trailer that
Got
they
a
showed,
weird
but
feeling,
I am
bro.
excited for the movie.
I'm not excited about it, but I think it's gonna be good. I don't know why. I got a weird
Stephen
premonition.
King just said he watched it.
Stop! It's
He
everyone.
said best movies ever.
No, he did.
I did.
Did he
Is
actually?
this real?
It's
Oh
real.
my gosh, dude! Why are they showing these people the
They
movie
are
and then being
showing-
like,
dude, are they getting paid?
No, dude, they just love cinema.
they just love Ezra Miller.
big fans.
Where
so
were
random.
they when we needed them? Where was Tom Cruise
That's
when
because
Zack Snyder was
Zack
making
Snyder wasn't
movies?
making good movies, bro.
Oh my gosh! What
Oh,
was
there's
Stephen
a
King
big-
during Man
He
of
didn't
Steel?
peak. He didn't peak.
There's a big
early.
hullabaloo between Tom Cruise and Christopher Nolan
Why?
because they're going head to head in IMAX.
Oh, Mission
that's
Impossible.
right. Oppenheimer.
That's right.
Well, the people are putting on their best buds.
No, they're not.
Yes, I'm pretty sure.
Not anymore.
I'm pretty sure Tom Cruise is in Oppenheimer.
wait, wasn't like Tom?
He's actually
Cruise-
the bomb.
Wasn't there other movies that were like gonna be released on the same weekend? He was like asking them to like go away. Like go do another weekend.
away.
Go away!
Get away from my movie time.
Tom
I'm
Cruise?
pretty sure I saw that.
Tom Cruise doing that?
Yeah.
That sounds like something he'd do.
Go
That's what he did with
away.
Katie Holmes. Get away from me.
I don't know. But yeah. So what's immediately next? It's
Transformers.
Transformers. Oh no.
I'm gonna go because of the Beast Machines, baby. Those Beast Wars.
You guys
mean-
can go together.
I'll go.
I'll go.
I'll see you there.
I'll go.
See?
I grew up with Transformers.
Every time a new Transformer movie comes out, I always have a little bit of hope.
Yeah.
And then
We'll be rewarded one day.
One day
One
we'll
of them
get-
it'll be good. One of them.
I think
maybe
I
not.
fell asleep in the Bumblebee one.
I don't think you watched it. I watched it on a plane.
No, I'm
Yeah, she was
pretty sure that
asleep.
We tried to watch it here.
Of course she didn't watch it. She was asleep, bro.
No. False.
Wow.
It was right. It was whatever
Called
the,
out.
Dang.
It was the other Transformers one. The one where they were in China. Not the Last Night or whatever. The one before that. Age of Extinction or whatever it is.
Well,
Anyway.
too many of them.
Anyways, Indiana Jones appears to be not very good, according to the
Who?
reviews.
What do they know?
Who?
What do they know?
Who watched it? Any
Many
A-listers?
reviewers. Yeah, a lot of they showed it at
Yeah. Did Stephen
what was
King
the-
watch it?
The festival.
What did he say?
Cons.
Cons.
The cons.
They showed it there, and people gave it a pretty try. They're like, "Oh, he's old and he doesn't do anything. He's lost all the magic." I was like,
what do you expect?
He's
man?
80.
Did you see the lady ask him at the press whatever cover? She's like, I just want to know, you take your shirt off in this movie. How do you stay so fit? And he's like, I've been blessed with this body. Thanks for noticing.
What?
It's pretty funny.
What the heck?
It's hilarious. I'm like, I'm gonna watch it.
Worth
Just
watching.
How old is it? How old
That
is
wasn't
he?
de-aged, Harrison. That's his real.
real.
Are you sure he wasn't wearing one of those rubber like six packs? It's like a
Probably.
different skin shade. That's funny.
Yeah, so that's what we're gonna have coming out on the horizon. We got some movie reviews we'll be doing. Ahsoka coming out in August, right around the corner.
Can't wait.
So yeah, a lot of stuff is
out.
getting pushed back because of the writer's strike.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But anything else you guys want to talk about?
I think that's pretty much it.
All right. Thank you so much for hanging out and listening and watching. Mick,
Hope you're alive.
I
man.
hope you're good,
Hope you're
man.
good. Hope we don't have to edit this out later.
That would be good stuff.
But yeah. Anyways, knock on
Oh
wood.
my gosh.
All right. Thank you so much for hanging out. Follow us on Instagram, on Facebook, and YouTube, and we will be back next week with more. See you next week.
See ya.
See ya.
Bye.